Hello, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this module is to understand the data and storage file system. So what is the file extension used in the SQL Server that we are going to learn in this video. So let's get started. So the video content is how the data is stored in the SQL and consideration of the disk storage device, determination the file placement and the number of files, ensuring the sufficient file capacity, the SQL Server system database, introduction of the file group. So all these topics I'm going to cover up in this video. So first, let us understand the how the data is stored and in the which file format. So SQL is the transition file name is .ldf when the any file is transitioning from your the application to the server, that will be under the LDF format. And we have the other two format as well, that is a primary data file format is MDF and the NDF file format. So primary data file is a MDF format and the secondary data file is in a NDF format. And this is like a extended for the 8 contiguous 8 KB pages. So this is like a something logic about to store the files. So these are the file format inside the data will stored. Obviously it's a 1 and the 0. Let me go to the consideration of the disk storage, that is like how your database will store or from where you can store your data. So direct attach storage, the disk connected by the RAID controller or it having the internal hard disk when you are storing installing your the SQL server that can be installed on your the local drive. Or here we are talking about the backup as well. When you are taking the backup for your storage, you can store on a disk connected by the RAID controller. And we have the other storage option as well, like a SAN. Mostly people heard about the SAN logic, storage area network. So you can connect directly, you can connect with your server, that SAN can connect with the server, and then you can store your data based on the SAN area SAN. Now the Windows storage pool. So the commodity disk drive grouped together or to create a large storage space. So you can use the Windows storage pool as well to store the SQL database. Now the considering the file and the numbers. So isolate file and the data file to the physical drive. Determine the number of the location of the data files, so based on the performance and the maintenance consideration. So use the additional file to spread data across the storage location. Use the smaller file when the easier maintenance is needed, and use the data file as unit to the backup and the storage. So this is like a something consideration when you are actually installing or you are planning for backup and store for your database. Determine the logs file is required. Use a single file is the most situation as the logs are written by the sequentially. So when you are storing the logs file, so just save it in a single file. Now the ensuring the sufficient the file capacity. So here is a estimate the size of data and logs file and the temp db. So actually this is for uh, totally dependent on your the application which you are using. Like if you use the SSEM or the Symantec or any other application, so it totally dependent on your the application workload for your the file capacity. So when you are installing the when you are installing the SQL or you are taking the backup, storing the backup, so you need to consider the workload of the application and how much size it can consume. So might you need to check on that application owner website. It comes under the capacity planning. So now here let's understand the system database. When you installed any SQL, the freshly built installed SQL, what are the database you will get? So that is a master database, one master database you will get. So it store all system level file configuration. MSDB holds SQL Server agent configuration data. Models provide the template of the new database. TempDB it's hold the temporary database, and finally it's resources. So it's contain the system object that are mapped to the system schema of the database. So these are the system database which is by default created when you used when you install the SQL Server. And when you integrate with the any application, or you are installing the application which is required your SQL database, so it will create his own database inside the SQL. Now let's introduction to the file group, how the file group is work in the database. As I told to you, we have the two types of file system, MDF and the LDF. NDF, LDS it's for the logs file, but the primary storage file is a MDF and the NDF. And the custom, if you are creating any database, like you installed any application or the manually you created, so it will create the two types of file again with the same name as the MDF and the MDF, but it will be the customized. But once you install your SQL, definitely you will get the two primary file extension, MDF and the NDF. And now the logs file will store logs, log.ldf format. So guys, this is what the introduction about your the files. And in my the coming video I will be showing you about the table and the data types and few more things. So see you soon in my next video, and keep watching these videos. Thank you so much.